Welcome to the Chad G. Ortho OT Podcast. I'm your host, Chad Guerrero. I'm an orthopedic occupational therapist, strength and conditioning coach, sports trainer, and I hold over 40 specialty certifications in manual therapy, orthopedics, and sports medicine. On this podcast, we will discuss everything orthopedic therapy, sports medicine, and more. If you're a therapist, health and fitness professional, or someone just wanting to learn more about the orthopedic and sports medicine world, then this is a podcast for you. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to the episode of the Chad G. Ortho OT Podcast. I'm your host, Chad Guerrero, and today I just want to discuss a little bit about over-the-counter pain-relieving creams. Because there are so many of these things out there. I mean, a lot of people have asked all the time, what's the best cream? And you'll see on like social media, I've seen people just argue about which cream is better, than another cream. And I'm here to tell you, like I said, between somewhere in 18 to 20 years, I've used a whole bunch of different kinds of cream. And some of the ones that really stand out to me, and I'll tell you about this little poll that I did, but some of the ones that just really stand out to me that I like, that I've used over the years, the Sombra, both warming and cooling gel, rock sauce is really good. I've used BioFreeze, Ortho Gel, Helix, Atomic Bomb. That stuff will light you up if you're not careful. That Atomic Bomb is pretty serious. I'm just thinking, Tiger Balm, the Blue Emu, of course things like Aspercreme, Icy Hot, those types of things. So I've used a little bit of all of those. And so anyway, so I did this poll on my Facebook page, on business Facebook page on Guerrero Rehabilitation, and it ended up being the BioFreeze won out as far as people's favorite. And I don't know if that's like just a cost to quality kind of ratio, or if that's just the one everybody really liked. I'm not really sure, but that one came out number one. Number two was, I think the Sombra was number two. And then number three was the Voltaren, or Voltaren, however you want to say it. The diclofenac, which used to be prescription only. Now you can get it over the counter. I really like that. We use that a lot in my clinic. I mix it with ultrasound gel. And so you kind of absorb it a little better, and people say they like it better when they use it that way. So anyway, and then some of the other ones they did come in. Actually, somebody recommended, I can't remember the name of the one they recommended. It was something I never heard of before. They said it was really good. I'll have to try to think which one that is, and then come back and either add that in or post it somewhere. But there was another one that I thought was an interesting name. I can't remember what the name was. But anyway, really what you're looking for, and the common denominator in most of this stuff is the menthol. I mean, I've seen them with things like glucosamine and chondroitin and, all these different things. But at the end of the day, the menthol is the thing that it's really helping the most, with the exception of the Voltaren, because it does have aspirin in it. But that's the thing that's really helping the most. And there's been a lot of research on that. I mean, the use of menthol has been around forever, for all sorts of things, but especially for pain purposes. And like I said, there's a lot of research on that, a lot of research that supports it, and of course there's a lot of anecdotal information on it. Somebody swears by it. Well, if it helps you, might as well. Who am I to say no, that doesn't work? There's not enough good quality research that supports that it works. If it helps you, then fine. I mean, there's people that use electric stimulation or TENS units, or they're using dry needling or whatever. And you look at a lot of this research and you find out, man, some of this stuff is just placebo. It's not doing these great, phenomenal things that some people think they are. So, so if it helps you and you feel like it does something, if it allows you to move more and desensitize the body to the pain that you're having, or it allows you to be more active and more functional with your activities, and by all means, if it's safe, and of course, as always, you're cleared by your medical provider to be able to use creams and all those types of things. I'm not telling you to go use creams. I'm just saying you want to have that checked out, make sure that's okay. But providing that it's okay, then who am I to tell you, hey, don't use it? So because the menthol, going back to the menthol has this just analgesic effect, and desensitization. I mean, there's all these theories of what it's doing on a cellular level, on a just a receptor level, the nervous system. I mean, there's just a whole lot of theories out there, and some of that's supported and some of it maybe not supported. But again, if it works for you, you might as well use it, right? I mean, I know like a lot of people use rubbing alcohol, and they'll take rubbing alcohol and rub it on sore muscles and things like that. And what you're looking for, what the real kicker there is the I think the cooling of the skin. It's changing the receptors as far as pain. Maybe some desensitization going on, where it's not so bad. So, but anyway, you can get bogged down with a lot of these different creams and all. I think it's one of those things. Again, if it works for you, if you like that particular cream, and really, I think it comes down also to being affordable. If it's pretty, pretty cheap, or I say cheap, probably none of it's really that cheap. I know that the Sombra, which is the one that which we use a lot of different ones. That's my favorite one we use at my clinic, and the Sombra Cooling. And really, a lot of people that come in, probably the bulk of our patients, like the Sombra Cooling cream the best. Right now, for a gallon, I think it's about $175. Actually, this week I looked and tried to order some. It's about $175. But at the same time, I mean, is it worth it? I mean, I don't know. I have a lot of people that swear by it that think it's great. So if it helps them, then why not? Because we all spend a lot of money on other things that are maybe not nearly as necessary, or that help us live our lives a little better. So I don't think it's just a terrible thing if you can spend your money on some creams. So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. I just thought that was a neat little poll that I did, and kind of what I come up with. It actually, to be completely honest with you, it kind of sparked my interest back in BioFreeze, because years ago when I started practicing, the BioFreeze was like this kind of jelly type stuff. It's like green, which I love green. That's my favorite color. But it was like a jelly type kind of thing, and you go to squeeze it out of the tube or pump it out of the container, and then you go to put it on somebody and it'd fall out of your hands, right on the floor or on your clothes or their clothes. And so I didn't really like that. But now they have this, it's in a cream form, as I did see that. And so I'm like, hey, maybe I'll give it a shot now, especially since so many people really, voted for it, thought it was great. So I'm going to give that a shot, and maybe not buy a gallon. Although I say not buy a gallon, I think it was like $110 for a gallon of that. So maybe I'll try it, and then I'll come back and let everybody know how good that one is. So anyway, thanks so much for listening, guys. If you would, please rate me 5 stars wherever you're listening. Subscribe to the podcast. I do have some guests upcoming. Different folks are going to be on for just a whole host of different things, which I'm really excited about. Just trying to get some scheduling going on with that. And so anyway, thanks so much for listening, guys. Have an awesome day. This podcast is brought to you by Guerrero Rehabilitation, setting the bar for rehabilitative and sports medicine care.